Attorney General Dustin McDaniel, Mayor McCaslin, distinguished guests, fellow veterans. I can think of no place that I would rather be today, and I can't think of a better way to honor those veterans that are here that have served this great nation. I believe it fitting to recognize two incredible gifts on the same day. 92 years ago, President Woodrow Wilson set aside a couple of moments on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month in recognition of the sacrifices that so many great Americans and allies have made on the fields of Europe to preserve freedom in that great land. Today we renew that recognition of the gift of freedom and honor those that so bravely give of themselves, in many cases laying down their own lives so that we may all enjoy living in a free nation. Our nation's soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen serve every day to protect this nation and to preserve the ideals of freedom and democracy. I am convinced that without those freedoms, without those ideals, days like this, things like Crystal Bridges don't come to pass. Today, as we celebrate the gift of Crystal Bridges, let's also set aside a sacred moment to acknowledge the gift of freedom and honor the sacrifices those that give so freely of themselves. Specialist Serena Butcher of Crossett, Arkansas, is the latest Arkansan to lay down her life for this nation. Let us never take for granted sacrifices like hers. As we turn towards the celebration of the gift of Crystal Bridges, 10 years ago, who here among us could have ever envisioned, imagined, dared dreamed about a museum like this? There's probably a handful of us here that may have had that vision, may have had that dream, but I'll bet the majority of us didn't have that dream, wouldn't have believed that something like this would be possible in Bentonville, Arkansas. Let today's events and the opening of Crystal Bridges serve as a constant reminder to us. Where men and women are free, all things indeed are possible. Please join me in a minute of silence as we recognize those veterans that have come before us. In particular today, we'll pay our respects to Specialist Butcher. I want to take a minute to recognize the following individuals that continue to serve and protect our freedoms and values. Larry Hendren, United States Navy, Lieutenant Commander. Dwayne Dooley, United States Coast Guard, 3rd Class. Louis Caslow, United States Marines, served in Vietnam. Richard McCall, United States Air Force, Commander. George Carlstrom, United States Army, served in Korea and Vietnam. Charles Walker, Vietnam veteran, United States Army. Wade Smith, United States Army, Vietnam veteran. Judy Busselman, United States Air Force, retired, Staff Sergeant. And Commander Richard McCall, Disabled American Veterans. Larry Gifford, United States Navy, retired, Chief Petty Officer. Darrell McWhorter, United States Army, retired sergeant. We also want to take a minute to recognize those that are currently serving. What I'd like to do is identify by service. If you would, when I call your service, whether you're active duty, reserve, or National Guard, please stand. If you're already standing, remain standing. Those that have served in the United States Army, please stand. Those that have served in the United States Navy, please stand. Those that have served in the United States Air Force, please stand. Those that have served in the United States Marine Corps, please stand. And those that have served in the United States Coast Guard, please stand. Now, would everyone please rise as we welcome Mrs. Holt's third grade class from R.E. Baker Elementary. They're going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.